Hey guys, it's Von Klaus here with another episode of Railroads Online. So as you guys know, where we left off was kind of right here. I did pop a couple of pieces of track down in between, only because I wanted to look right here. I don't really care for this spot, so I think we're gonna demolish this real quick, and we're going to reset this track. I don't care for this little spot where it's hooking up. This area right here is kind of thrown everything off. So let's come back to right here. We'll leave this one piece right there. But then I think what I want to do is kill this groundwork. So we're going to go to groundwork. We're going to demolish right there. Right there, right there. And then what I want to do is come back to right here and work on bringing this back where it lines up to this one. But I think what I'll do is come off of that one first. So I'm going to pop some variable ground right here just so I can make a little small bridge to be able to jump up here. And then from right here we will work on connecting our two pieces. So we'll grab our stone, bring it out, and connect it up. Now we are going to have to increase the size because, as you can see, it's not meeting up. So we do need to increase the incline. Well, let's see. We'll go right here. See how it looks. I can already tell you I'm not going to like it, because I can see that the bends look pretty bad, and that's going to throw everything off, I believe, again. So right here, I don't know, maybe it's not too bad. I would have liked to have had this bend out a little bit more. But it's, to be honest with you, it's really hard to see it when you can't see the groundwork worth a darn. And that being said, it makes it hard to lay it and meet it up correctly. There we go. That's actually gonna have to go down. Alright, so I need to demolish this again. Bad as I hate to, because our groundwork is not at a decrease in incline. So I don't really care for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come right beside this so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to increase it up. So that we can actually see it. Now this is down a little bit too low still. So let's go right here and pop another piece from here over. Just so we'll be kind of on the same area. And that way I can kind of jump up here to line it up. And once I line it up, it should be able to... I want to increase the grade. Then I want to come, let's see, probably about right there. And I need to jump back over here where I can kind of line this up. And it doesn't quite meet up, so alright, let's see how that looks. Alright, so when you come off, you'll come around. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Alright, so I don't think the track will be quite so bad now. So now we can hook up, come to the middle, come around, perfect. Alright, so I think this will look a lot better. Except for that little small spot where it comes down. But that'll be okay. That's not going to hurt anything. Alright, so now we want to put our rail across here. So we'll pop it there. Come to the center. Pop it here. And then right here we need to kind of come over just a little bit because we're too far over. So we want to go about right there. Hopefully that looks decent. Yep. And now we can get rid of our groundwork right here because we're done with it. Alright. And this will look pretty good. We can connect up to this and come across the track. Alright, so we'll connect up right here and come to right there, and then we have a pretty decent connection. And then we'll come right here, come off and go this way. Remember what I said, coming in these curves, we don't want to use long stretches of track. We want to come through popping a little bit shorter strands so that they will line each other out good. Alright, now we're going to stop right here just so we can go back and check everything. Then we'll delete our groundwork ramp that we built. Yep, everything looks good. So we can delete this because that's no longer needed. Alright, now what we want to do is we don't want to be all the way down here because we are kind of shallow right there. So about right up in here we'll start our variant grade work, so it's a little bit higher up. Oh, I kind of missed that one when I went to pop it. Should have been about right up in there, because then we've got to come this way and we don't want to be too steep. Just a nice shallow bend. Oh. Alright, so this will kind of give you an idea. We're starting a little bit of a 2% drop right there because we're at a hill. So we can go ahead and run our track over to this point. And we'll be pretty good. Now I do want to say this. Eventually, a lot of this track I'm going to redo. Right now, I just need to get some of the areas going. And I need to get some of the things built. So what I want to do is start getting some trains run from point A to point B so that I can get some goods in those locations. Now I will say, I think one spot got off right here. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of a bend right there. For the most part, that don't look too bad. But we got off a little bit right there, which is fine. It actually doesn't look that bad We just have a small flat spot right there. I would, however, like to bring this back a little bit because I did kind of get off the center. I was on the center right there. But back here, when I dropped this one, I was not on the center mark. Look, now that didn't take me hardly any time at all. It's not a beautiful rail, but it'll work. It'll be good enough. There's no extremely big kinks in it or anything like that. I did want to get rid of these few trees that are real close. Other than that, I think it looks good. I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so now we'll start our downhill. And then we should be coming up to our other track over here somewhere. So we need to make sure where that track is. Yep, it's right here. As a matter of fact, we're almost there. So very short distance across here, and this track will be connected. Alright, so we're going to run a gradient through here. And guys, that almost couldn't have gotten no better if it tried. Meeting up, and it met up perfectly. Alright, so we'll go ahead and finish this out. And boom. That rail is now all connected. Now, what I do want to do, currently where we're at about the halfway mark. Now, if you look at the map, we actually have a pretty good distance from where we're at. So we need to find an area where we can drop. We could drop a water tower actually right here. Would almost be perfect. But the problem with that is we can't put a firewood location right there. So we're not gonna have firewood right there, but we may have enough room here And then again, maybe not. Nope, I don't think we are. Well, honestly, we do have enough room right here, but we need to straighten this out. This track really does not need to have that big of a bend in it. We come across the river and then we do this big snaky thing. We could have just went straight across from here to here and then into our turn. Let's see if we can fix that, guys. I don't really care for that right there. We could almost do a straight shot right to that other rail across here. But we need to plop our groundwork, come straight over, and meet up right here. Like so. And then what we'll do is cut this back just a hair more. Right there. And then rerun it. So that it meets up right here. So we have a lot straighter of a track through there. Alright, now let's get rid of this groundwork. And we may have to do a little bit more, yeah. I was going to say, we may have to do a little bit more additional to the groundwork. So let's grab our groundwork, see if we can find a spot there. It's the only thing, oop, right there. Yep, there we go. Alright, that'll look pretty decent. So I think that's good through there. This spot will be okay just like it is, but that's a lot nicer of a track through there. I don't really like this dog leg, but I don't think it'll hurt anything. And there's one way to find out. So what we'll do is head back over here, and unfortunately that's going to be a little bit of a walk to get back over here. But we'll come over here to the smelter, where this track starts, over here at the smelter, and we'll get our locomotive and go ahead and test this track. so that's what we're fixing to do now. So we can test this line. We need to also test the shunt lines over there as well. So we are headed the correct direction here with this switch. We want to make sure we're headed this way. And then this line here should take us back to the smelter. Ooh, that's kind of a... Yeah, that track is horrible looking through there. Just kind of wavy. Yeah, it has a wave this way, then comes this way, and then back this way. So that's one of the tracks that I'll end up fixing. Just to kind of make it look a little bit better. Other than that, I think we're pretty decent. I'll tell you what, this is a long route though. This is a long route. And we have that nice look of the waterfall. You guys remember when we laid all of this? Wow, that seems like forever ago now. That was like 4 or 5 videos back that we laid all of this. And then we were just beginning. I was like, oh, this is going to be a long route to get over there. And now we're there. Alright, so this switch here is headed the wrong direction. Or actually, where is the locomotive? Is right there. So actually it's not headed the wrong direction, is it? This one is, though. So if I want the locomotive, which is sitting right there, I need to swap that track so that we'll go around that way. Alright, and then what I want to do is I actually want to re-rail him so he's headed the right direction, but I want to do it where he's right up in here. Alright, now you gotta hold the, if you look at the top up there, it'll tell you to rotate the engine counterclockwise. You want to hold the left mouse button down. So you hold the left mouse button down, then you have to actually move the locomotive for it to turn it around. And then we'll drop it on the track. Alright guys, so let's see what we got here. Let's pick up some wood. Open our hatch. Come on, open. Now you guys can hear that opening. Oh, really? Because it opens the wrong direction. What a goofy goober. Alright. So basically I want to get some steam built up. And I actually have everything's built up except my fire temperature. So I think we can move currently with what we have. If we take the brake off, yep, we're actually good to move. So I want to see if it's going to derail right here. Yep. Alright, so I kind of figured right here was too tight. Honestly, I was not going that fast. So I kind of worried that that might be too tight right there. Alright, so I do know that I'm going to have to fix that. So this is one spot right here that we have to do something with. Alright. And we derailed. Yay. Alright, make sure the Heisler is selected. We'll drop him back down. Get back in. Alright, now our brake's still off. Oh, I wasn't on. Bye. How many times can we derail in one episode? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Are you on? No, you're not on. Front's on, back's not. I did not look at that to make sure whether I was on or not. It's not gonna go right there. Has to do it here. And it's not wanting to re-rail correctly because this track is so tight. Come on, baby. Alright. Why are you coming way over there? Look at that thing. Is the regulator still on? Oh, we're on. Yeah, the regulator was on. That's why it was still moving, or the brake was off. Alright. Let's just kind of go slow through here. Alright, so we made it around that at a slow speed. We have that dog leg right here. It made it through it with no problem. Now we're kind of going uphill. Ooh, did you see that? How it tilted going into that onto two wheels? Yeah, if I hadn't slowed down right there, it would have came off. But now, mind you, when I'm coming up through here with cars, I'm not going to be coming through here at 90 miles an hour. Most trains, most tracks, you have to slow down for curves. Alright guys, so this is all new section of track through here. This is what we laid, what we spent all that time laying. We have a tight turn right here. She made it just fine. Alright, everything's looking good. So now it's just to watch the track, watch the wheels, and see if we derail anywhere and where exactly it is. This was that spot that was straightened out, one of them. Went through that just fine. Now we're coming up to our first bridge up here in a second. So we'll check that spot. See how that does. Change of road work area. Everything's looking great so far except for that one area over there. I guess what I'm going to have to do is redesign that bridge in order to make that a shallower turn. Alright, according to the map, is it going to let me look at it? According to the map, we're halfway. Alright, here comes our bridges. And guys, we're only at 11% regulator, which means we're not nowhere near full power. That's full reg. Well, that wasn't even but 45%. And she's handling these little inclines just perfectly fine at 11%. hear that generator kick up. That's a steam-driven generator. If you listen, I'll get off on the... Alright, so no regulator. Listen real close. When I kick it on, you'll hear that steam-driven generator kick off. It'll have a whistle to it. And you can hear it spool down. Now in real life, I would have gotten in trouble for that maneuver because that wheel spin is very, very bad on your wheels. And that would have caused a flat spot in the locomotive wheel. In one of the locomotive wheels, it'll cause a flat spot, and then you'll hear ka-thud, 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 ka-thud every time it hits that flat spot. And in which that will also cause damage to the track surface itself. From that, that's kind of like a big hammer coming down on top of that track constantly every time it rolls around and hits that flat spot. So when that happens in real life, they come out with this machine that they put underneath there, and then they lift up the train, roll that bad wheel out, and then they put in a new wheel. A new bogie, I don't know exactly what you want to call it. Well, the whole thing is a bogie or a truck. But they would just lift it up, and that whole wheel, which is both the left and right wheel, on that one part of that bogie would get replaced. Kind of a little bit of a tight turn right there. You can see the locomotive sway, but honestly, I don't think it was anything to worry about. The locomotive has seemed to handle this journey pretty doggone well so far. My track laying skill isn't that bad, obviously. Coming around here, this is going to be one of the last bridges we have on the valley level. And then once we get across this bridge, we'll start our incline up the hill. So right here starts our incline. Go up a little bit, and it's just a steady incline from here. You can actually see it if I get down. Now I'm going to see if I can pull this whole deal without any cars behind me with a 20% reg. I'm not going to adjust my regulator, or try to, and I'm going to see if I can make it all the way up there without stopping or having to sand. Of course, looking at my wheels right now, there's definitely no wheel slip. Alright, now this brings us by the firewood station and the water, so I could refill right here if I needed to. This locomotive has plenty of fuel left. Uh-oh. Did you guys see what the issue was? That switch is facing the wrong direction. That's what caused that. Wasn't a bad rail or anything. It was all because this switch is facing the wrong direction. And that's what caused that. And that's derailment number 3 so far. So we're going to put us back right here. Let the treads, make sure it's on, and jump in, hit the brake. We don't want to get going too far backwards, because remember, we are on a definite incline. Alright, now that we got the switch going the right direction, we put it back on 22% and just let her go. But if you guys are counting, that's derail number 3. But 2 of those were my own doing. The ones, because after I re-railed, I didn't check to make sure it was on all the way before I tried to take off. And this one was because of a bad switch. And that was operator error. I wasn't looking at the switch. I was paying too much attention to the locomotive and everything, and just wasn't paying attention. Alright, so then we come around this curve, and then we'll go up a hill and then across the bridge. Or actually, the bridge is over there. So we have a little ways to go. But the cool thing is, we're almost there, guys. We are almost there. And actually, there was no derailment caused by the track except for that very first one, which I kind of knew already was going to derail right there, because I've already been having an issue. So, but all of this new track so far is looking really good. Other than the one bad switch, everything's been going absolutely perfect. Ooh, that's kind of tight right there. Alright, this is actually going to take us around the wrong direction. I have not checked the switches. So we already know we're headed around this way. So we'll just let it continue heading around this way. But we need to flip the switches the correct directions so that we're not going to derail. So we know we're good there. These are the shunt lines. So we want it to stay on this track so that it's the outside rail. We'll come back around and check the shunt lines. This track, however, is going to be incorrect. And this one will be correct. That'll bring us right through here. And this is the track that we're going to check out first off around here. Then we'll check the shunt lines to make sure that the shunt lines are good. So right here, we want to flip this one so it goes back toward the shunt lines. Come on, grab. And right here, we want to make sure that we are on the correct track so it doesn't derail us. If we were coming this way, this track going this way will take us right to the coal mine. But if it was toward the white side of the rail, in other words, flip like that, it would take us to the back side of the wood depot. And we don't want to go that route. Alright, give me 1 second, guys, and I'll be right back. I gotta go grab something to drink. Guys, I'm back. Alright, so now that those are switched correctly, alright, we're going to go ahead and go around this way. Whoop. Alright. Derail number 4. Alright. So right there, I have a bad spot in this track. Alright. And I think it's right here because there's too many connections in one spot, and there's one overlapping right here, and that usually causes the problem. So Really? Really, you dumbfounded dork? There we go. Alright, let's try that. So far we have that one area for sure. Alright, we're good at that switch. And that's the one that switches us onto the shunt lines. Alright, now this will bring us back toward the shunt line. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. Alright, so then this is going to come around here. I'm going to let it come around on its own power. And then I want it to switch onto the shunt line. So there'll be this spot right here will have to be flipped. We'll kind of watch it as it comes through here. Right now everything's looking good. And we need to swap it onto the Alright, now that's on the inside track. Why did we jump right there? I know why. We jumped, and technically we should have derailed because I flipped this switch, but we did not flip this one. So the train almost derailed right there, and then it got to this one and started down the right side. So I know what was going on there. Alright guys, so to be honest with you, we did derail a total of 4 times, but the only spot that we actually derailed was that one bridge down there when we first began, and right here at this turn, because it's too tight of a turn. This needs to come out some more and then come back over. So I'll have to work on that, but all in all, she did pretty good, with the exception of right here and when we first began. So I think that was pretty good, guys, for the first attempt. I do have a couple of spots that I've got to fix. One being right here, and then one being down there at that other bridge. But other than that, it looks pretty good so far. Alrighty guys, I'll see y'all in the next episode. Hit that like and subscribe button, please. And we'll see you in the next episode. Peace out, everybody.